For this topic, we're going to be looking at the actual process of encryption and then the Ceaser Cipher algorithm it's a method of encrypting. So as a definition, encryption is the process of making data secret so that only the authorized viewers can decrypt and read the data, and any third parties who aren't authorized can't. And a key point is that encryption doesn't actually prevent interception, only from the data being understood. The data can be accessed, say if it was sent over a public Wi-Fi network, but the data itself is scrambled up and you can't derive any meaning from it without the decryption key. So let's talk through that process then. So first of all, you have your original data, your message, written in what is known as plain text, and plain text is just our original data in this human readable form, and we apply a encryption algorithm and we get ciphertext. And ciphertext is the scrambled up version which cannot be understood by a human, it's just a jumble. And the actual method of doing this stage here, we're missing a lot of details because different encryption algorithms do things differently, and we're only going to look at a basic one in this video. So then you send your message as ciphertext and it's received hopefully by your authorized viewer, and if it is authorized they can decrypt it because basically they know how it was encrypted in the first place. They have what is known as a key that is used by the algorithm, and if this was received by an unauthorized viewer then they wouldn't know how to decrypt it. And as I say, basically speaking, they can decrypt it at the other end because they know how it was encrypted initially. So stating the obvious, but encryption is needed to protect data. Lots of circumstances where if you're sending it over a public network, you need to somehow find a way of keeping it secret, i.e. with encryption. So online banking to prevent theft and fraud, government details need to be kept secret, and so on. And a less obvious point, which only really applies to certain algorithms, is that you can use the encryption key to verify the sender because they have a unique key, and only they can basically encrypt the data in this way. It's worth saying that different encryption algorithms are more effective than others. So in theory you can decrypt without first knowing the key, but basically you can't do this. If it's a good encryption algorithm, it will take too long to kind of find it by brute force, by trying all the combinations. That's just not possible for most encryption algorithms. It would take longer than the universe will exist to be able to actually check every possible combination because they work with kind of exponential growth, but we don't need to go into that right now. Polynomial time is basically time that is feasible to solve a problem, and good encryption cannot be decrypted in polynomial time. So now looking at a very simple way of encrypting the Ceaser Cipher algorithm, which definitely could be broken in polynomial time. It could be broken in a couple of minutes or less by a computer. So very old and simple. This is supposedly named after Julius Caesar, who apparently did this, so that kind of gives you a measure of the age. And a cipher is just another word for an encryption algorithm, i.e. we get a ciphertext from a cipher. So you will have used this at some point. It works by realigning the alphabet, substituting each letter in the original message with a letter further down the alphabet. So it's a shifting algorithm, a shift cipher, because each letter becomes shifted by whatever the key is, and usually the key is written as the number of letters shifted, so a number and the direction, like left or right. But if it hasn't got a sign, it just means shifted to the right because you can obviously wrap around the alphabet. But to show you it visually, we've got our original message here and we apply a shift here so we're going from B to E, that's what's highlighted, so a shift of 1, 2, 3. So it means A becomes D, B becomes E, C becomes F, D becomes G, and so on. So if we were to apply a shift of +3 to encryption, we get a completely random string of characters. Doesn't make any sense. This is the ciphertext, but even though you couldn't derive any meaning from that, it would be very easy to crack basically because it's a systematic shift, so every character is affected the same. So you can basically just work out what's going on, or you can in fact just with brute force try all possible combinations. So there's 25 combinations because a shift of +26 is just encryption again because 26 letters in the alphabet and it kind of wraps around. So we could try all possible 25 combinations to try basically shift this and eventually we will get a word. So +3 we've worked out is encryption. So you shouldn't be able to break an encryption algorithm by applying brute force to it, trying all combinations. It just shouldn't be possible.